So all these folk would be bringing you on. Did you play in the solos when you were a youngster?
I did, yes.
How did you get on there?
Well, the Ayrshire and Dumfries and Galloway branch of the Pipe Band Association held the championship every year. And there was some fair good players that played there. Ian Clow.
Okay.
Tom Spears.
Yes.
There was another guy, John Martin, who shifted down to south of England sometime. He was quite a good player, the guy. I wouldn't say he was the same category as Ian or Tom, but he was quite a fair player. Other players that come to know it there was a guy called Gordon Callaghan. He was nearby. He came from Irvine. And of course Archie McCroskey. From me Bob McCroskey's brother, I think it was. He was supposedly, at his time, the best player in Ayrshire, which was before my time. And I think I won that competition about 9 or 10 times. But one of the times I won it, I won a gold medal, which was presented to Ayr Pipe Band for a competition they'd won, and the guy that was the pipe major was Jimmy Dungavel, and he presented it to the branch, and I was fortunate enough to win that medal. And in fact his son, Sandy Dungavel, was an excellent drummer with the Ayr Pipe Band and the Johnny Walker Band. I believe he's retired, lives in Girvan now.
So when you were competing, it would be MSR's March of Spades and Reels. Did you have a favourite set of tunes at that particular time before you moved on to adults?
At that time, I would think I won the medal at Cowell, I won the bronze medal at Cowell in 1951, I think it was, playing Pipe Major John Stewart.
Nice march that.
And again, I played Athol Cummers and Willie Murray's Rule. But I had a different sort of arrangement of Willie Murray's Rule. They called it the warming of the fingers. And I've often played it, and people have said, that's Willie Murray's Rule. I says, well, I believe so, but I got it as the warming of the fingers.
I've seen 2 settings of that depending on what book you're reading out of. It's one of my tunes actually, and I quite like that tune. I like the older version.
That would be the old Argyllshire.
I think Donald MacLeod had it in one of his books as well, but not the setting that I favoured myself, you know. But it's a lovely tune because it flows very smoothly, you know, through all the phrases, and there's nothing staccato about it, and it's a lovely flow to that tune. I certainly recommend it to anybody. Willie McCallum had quite a bit of success with that tune.
Right. You'll find that any solo piper from Argyll has got that in his repertoire.
That's amazing, isn't it?
In fact, when I played with Ronnie McCallum in the 8 Argylls, that was one of the...
That's a lovely cue, because that's my next question.
In 1959, they were building Chapel Cross Power Station in Annan. And there was a guy came to the band, he was a drummer in the 8 Argylls, Mick Patterson was his name, and he tutored our drum corps. And he and I became very friendly. So my wife and I were asked to go up to Dunoon where he lived for a weekend. So we went up to Dunoon for the weekend, and Mick and I went down to the TA hall on a Saturday afternoon, and the ladies went downtown Dunoon shopping, you know. And I think Mick and I over-imbibed, and I signed on for 4 years in the TA.
That was like an expensive drink, that,
It was indeed. But, however, it had its rewards, because the pipe major of the 8 Argylls was Ronnie McCallum, who I've been very close to, and in fact I'm still very, very close to his family, in the shape of Stuart Liddell.
Yes.
And his late uncle, Archie McCallum.
Could you explain the connection between Stuart and Ronnie?
Stuart is Ronnie McCallum's grandson.
Okay, right, good.
And I had the privilege of taking Stuart on to play at his first solo competition at Cowell. Because his grandfather was judging one of the other competitions, and I was told in no uncertain terms that I was to take this young grandson in and tune his pipes and put him on the boards.
There you are. What age would Stuart be at that time?
Oh, he was about 10, I would think.
He's fairly come on since, hasn't he?
He's not a big player, is he? He's nothing short of a miracle worker, because as we well know, 5 years ago he had a novice juvenile band in Inverary. And now they're challenging for the Grade 1.
Well, they were third in the Grade 1 2011, and
amazing.
And they figured highly this year in the championships, and they have not reached their full potential, and everyone's shaking in their shoes because they don't know what's going to be at their back in the next 5 minutes, and Stuart's the man there. While you're in the army,
the TA, Alan, I've never seen an angry man.
TA, okay, Hugh got inveigled in Pembroke. Now, you better explain to folk.
That was a bit of a joke.
Aye, but you don't play Pembroke really seriously.
Not seriously, and I don't judge Pembroke because I haven't got the necessary knowledge.
Okay.
But at a TA camp in 1960 or 61, down in McCallum in South Cumberland, they had what they called the Brigade Cup. And that was the TA regiments, 7th Argyles, 8th Argyles and whatever, and they had the Pembroke competition, and I was told you'd play in it. Ray Ronnie says, you got to play in it. Everybody in the band had a wee bit knowledge of it, had to play in it. So we played, and I got a kiss of the King's Hand.
Good driving tune that,
I was doing okay, and then I got to think the start of the Crunlure, and something happened and I just stopped, and that was it. So I thought, no, I'll have to suffer the wrath of the Pipe Major, because he was one of the judges, along with Pipe Major Smith of the 7th Argyles and Brigadier Freddie Graham, the guy with the two-tone moustache.
Okay.
And so the results came out. Hugh McCallum, of course, won it. Brilliant player, and I got second.
You get second?
I got second.
How did that work?
Well, it was because I think there was 8 people played,
Aye.
and 7 of us broke down. But I got furthest through the tune, further than the other 6. So I got second prize.
That's like an unusual competition, that one, eh?
I've got a wee trophy somewhere.
Have you?
Which I quite cherish. Second in the Pembroke.
Aye.
To Hugh McCallum.
To Hugh McCallum.
Sounds good on your CV.
Aye. Excellent.
Oh, good days in the tea, and I got a few lessons off Ronnie. He was a very patient guy.